Many athletes grow up with a dream, but very few are required to engineer a new reality from absolute scratch. Today, that boy is a billionaire icon, holding more records than any male player in the history of the sport. The massive gap between these two versions of the same man isn't just a story of luck or genetics. It is a study in how a specific type of discipline can be used as a survival mechanism. In the early 1990s, the island of Madeira was a world away from the luxury of the European mainland. It was a working-class environment where options for the future were limited. Ronaldo's family lived in a small house in Funchal, where money was a constant source of stress. His mother, Maria Dolores, worked as a cook and a cleaner, often taking night shifts and skipping meals herself just to ensure there was enough food for her 4 children. Even as a child, Ronaldo was vocal about his goal to become the world's best player. To his neighbors, it was a delusional claim for a kid from a neighborhood where most people were just trying to survive the week. He didn't view football as a hobby. For Ronaldo, the game was a non-negotiable lifeline, the only exit strategy from a life of poverty. That exit strategy began at Sporting CP. At just 12 years old, he moved to the capital, beginning a steep learning curve in total isolation. The transition was brutal. He was bullied by mainland kids for his Madeiran accent and spent his nights crying into his pillow from homesickness. The academy demanded an adult level of commitment. Every hour of his day was accounted for: school, training, and sleep. He was forced to adapt to a professional routine before he even finished middle school. This period proved the cost of his ambition. Reaching the elite level meant trading his childhood and immediate comfort for a path with no guaranteed outcome. At 15, that path almost reached a dead end. His heart began to beat abnormally fast during training, a condition called tachycardia. Left unaddressed, the risk of heart failure was high, a diagnosis that usually forced young players to walk away forever. To save his career, his mother authorized a laser ablation surgery to cauterize the areas of the heart causing the irregular rhythm. The surgery was successful, but his reaction to the trauma was what set him apart. Just days after a heart operation, he was back at the academy training center. Facing the sudden death of his career didn't slow him down. It created a permanent sense of urgency. From that point on, he worked as if his time was constantly running out. When he arrived in England at 18, he was a scrawny teenager. He had footwork, but lacked the physical presence to survive heavy Premier League tackles. Under the mentorship of Sir Alex Ferguson, Ronaldo was forced to refine his game. Ferguson pushed him to stop over-dribbling and learn the actual trade of scoring goals and winning matches. He became obsessed with his own physical development. He would sneak back into the training ground at night to lift weights, and he wore weighted boots during sprints to make his feet faster on match days. The results were undeniable. He bulked up into a powerful, explosive athlete who could physically dominate defenders who were once twice his size. At Manchester United, his raw potential was replaced by a system of daily, rigid devotion. He learned that talent is only the starting point. Physicality makes a player untouchable. This transformation led to an explosion of silverware, multiple Ballon d'Or awards, and Champions League titles. His longevity is perhaps his most significant statistical outlier. While most players decline in their early 30s, Ronaldo led the Portuguese national team for 2 decades, continuing to score at the highest level. This chart contrasts a typical athlete's path against Ronaldo's. Most careers are defined by a short burst of talent. Ronaldo's career is defined by a sustained peak lasting over 20 years because he repeats the same grueling routines every single day. His life shows that the ceiling of what a person can achieve is often defined less by where they start and more by how much they are willing to endure. He took a failing heart and a broken home and used them as the blueprints for his career. Talent may open the first door. Discipline keeps every door open. Your future starts with today's decision.
If this message made you stronger, don't let it end here. Join the Nexcipline movement. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and become stronger, one day at a time.